Hello everyone, I'm your host Daniel D'Ambrosio, and you're watching Periodic News.
This is the periodic table, noble gases stable, halogens and alkali react aggressively.
On today's episode, we're going to be looking at the element mercury, its history, its consequences, and its connections to our lives. To begin, our reporter Matthew Petrielli has managed to get an interview with world-renowned chemist Luca Cudali. Over to you, Matt.
Today I'm here with world-renowned chemist, Dr. Luca Cudali. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Today he's going to be giving me some basic information on the element mercury.
Mercury is a chemical element on the periodic table. Its symbol is Hg. It has an atomic number of 80, and its atomic mass is 201. It is also a very stable transition metal.
Now, what are some of its physical properties?
Mercury is a heavy, silvery liquid metal. It is also a very poor conductor of heat, but it conducts electricity fairly well.
Now, what's its melting and boiling point?
Mercury's melting point is negative 39 degrees Celsius, and its boiling point is 357 degrees Celsius. It is also one of only two elements on the periodic table that is liquid in its natural form.
Thank you, sir. Back to you, Dan.
Wow, it's amazing to be able to speak with someone who's put so much time and effort into better understanding this element. Personally, I find mercury to be one of my favorite elements. It is a liquid metal, but lustrous at the same time. Now that we have a base for our knowledge about mercury, we'll be speaking with someone who has worked very closely with this element for a long time. He will be telling us a little bit more about mercury's impacts on both humans and other organisms. Periodic News was very lucky to get this interview because Mad Hatters like Luca are extremely hard to find. Over to you, Matt.
Alright guys, I'm here today with the Mad Hatter himself, Luca Filipazzo. Now Luca, could you tell me a bit about your experience and your profession involving mercury?
Well, the felt hat industry traced back to the mid-17th century in France, and I believe it traced back to England somewhere around 1830. We used to use mercury to make better felt quality for our hats, but we didn't know that it could cause dementia and erotism. Once this was discovered, many Mad Hatters like me lost their jobs, and that was pretty upsetting.
Wow. Now tell me a bit about how mercury has had an effect on your everyday life.
Well, I seem to exhibit excessive shyness or excitability and irritability. Erotism has direct impacts on my central nervous system, and the dementia affects my memory. I wish I would have known some of these things before I decided to make mercury a part of my everyday life.
But the effects of mercury were well known before the mid-1900s, well before you were born.
Well, I was born in 1960, and my father and mother had been in the felt hat industry for their whole lives. And one other effect of mercury is that it affects babies in the uterus. So once I was born, I was already exposed to mercury poisoning, and at that point I just figured I'd continue with it.
Wow, Luca, what a story. Thank you for your time. Back to you in the studio, Dad.
Wow, I'm still shocked we were able to interview a Mad Hatter who had such a strong personal connection to mercury. Though sad, it was amazing to see the impacts mercury can have on a human being firsthand. For our final interview, we'll be hoping to speak with someone who knows a lot about Canada's connection to mercury and how it can relate to our technologies. Over to you, Matt.
Thanks, Dan. Here in North York, on this frigid January night, we're going to be looking for people to interview to see how much the average person knows about mercury. Sir, how'd you like to be part of this video for Periodic News?
Sir, I'm busy.
Please, sir, this week's episode is involving mercury. Please.
Mercury? Okay.
Yes, mercury.
Yes.
All right, let's go inside.
All right.
I'm here today with local student Zachary Martella. Zachary is currently attending York University and is studying chemistry, specifically the element of mercury. Now Zach, tell me a bit about mercury and its effect on Canada.
Mercury has exposed to our waters and is negatively impacting our fish. When we eat the fish, we also become affected by the mercury and through bioaccumulation. Recently, the government has stopped selling fish with high levels of mercury. This causes economic problems since less fish are being sold.
Now, what is some technology involving mercury?
Mercury has been involved in products such as batteries, fluorescent lights, thermometers, and barometers, but has been stopped since 2008 because of health problems.
Now, what are some careers involving mercury?
Not many careers have been involved in the mercury industry, but miners have collected cinnabar containing mercury, and chemists have been studying mercury for more information.
Thank you very much, Zach. Back to you in the studio, Dan.
It is really great to see citizens educated on the topic of mercury. I wish more people could be like our friend Zachary. Well, I know that I learned a lot from our episode today on Periodic News, and I hope you can say the same. Please join us next week for our new episode on bromine. On behalf of the whole team here at Periodic News, have a great afternoon.